Hey, Brian from Snake Bytes here. When keeping animals, especially reptiles that can't vocalize what they want, it's very important to be able to read their body language, whether you're feeding or handling. We're going to cover that topic. You're watching Snake Bytes. Most snakes can become really good pets, but with any animal, you really want to be able to read their posturing. The last thing anyone wants to do is get bit. And as you can see with this animal, it's super docile and it isn't exhibiting any traits whatsoever that would make me believe that it's going to bite. There are things that you can look for, and in this case, with it being straight and not in an S position and seeming like it's just kind of curious, that's a great sign that it's going to be a really good handling animal. So normally when I'm going into a snake's cage, the first thing I want to do is to find out how they're going to react to me. So I open up the cage slowly, not too quick, and I see, as you can see, this animal's tongue is flickering kind of fast, but she doesn't seem to be making any reaction whatsoever towards me. And when I start to pick her up, she's not S-ing up or she's not hissing, she's not really acting in any way that I think she would bite me. So then I just slowly handle her. Again, it's never a good idea to grab an animal behind the head, so you can just slowly pick an animal up like this, give it really good body support, and normally you're in good shape. Now, blood pythons, and in particular this albino blood python, can be a little bit squirrely at times, so you have to really read them hard because they'll go from sitting still just like this to snapping you up just really quick, and they don't give you a whole lot of signs. So when you deal with these guys, again, you're going to want to be really careful. You can see how it's taken interest. It's starting to go up. Its head's moving, but its tongue isn't flickering at all yet. Now see how it's come around? You got to be really careful when it starts to do that. So if you can get it about midsection here, you might be all right, but you can still see at this point it's posturing like it wants to bite me. So now that I have it up in the air, and I can start to handle it a little bit. See how it started to tame out a little bit on me? Its tongue is still flickering. It's looking a little bit upset. This is a bad sign. This is a sign that that animal wants to bite for sure. Although I've seen some green tree pythons that have been handleable, the majority of them seem to be a little bit of aggressive animals and make great display animals. So we're gonna see how this animal goes. See, as soon as I open up the cage, how she just brightens up in her eyes. Now she's following me. Everywhere I go, see, she's following me, she's up. You can almost see she's ready to strike at any minute. This is an animal that you definitely don't want to touch at this point because she's going to tag you. Again, the typical S pattern, and again, see how now her mouth even cracks a little bit? That means she's almost ready to bite. And again, you don't want to get too close because this animal can inflict a pretty bad bite. She's got some of the biggest teeth of a non-venomous snake, so I'm going to just leave this animal alone. Not all animals act exactly alike. Again, that S striking pattern isn't the same with all snakes. Take, for instance, these sand boas. This is actually a javelin sand boas. These guys will literally strike straight up or straight sideways. So when you're handling them, you've got the first thing you want to do is you want to find out where their head is. And you can see this one's head's right over here. You got to be really careful because as soon as they feel that vibration, bam, they'll go sideways, upside down, no S pattern whatsoever in these guys. And trust me, for a little head like that, they pack quite a powerful punch. Hognose snakes happen to be a really interesting snake. They actually are really aggressive feeders and they can sometimes bluff you a lot with wanting to bite, but they actually rarely bite. You can see this animal is posturing like it's really aggressive, but the truth is it will rarely bite me. Now, when handling the bigger snakes like Burmese pythons or reticulated pythons, it's really important to read them well because the penalty for not is a lot more severe. So let's see what kind of an action this animal has. This is actually about a 9 or 10 foot granite Burmese python. The first thing I notice is when I open up the cage, she's not hissing at me. So I'm gonna go in and just basically touch her a little bit. She's got a little bit of a hiss and she's kind of acting a little bit upset, but she's not too bad. So I know that I don't have too much going on yet. Once I get her out, then we're gonna see how she acts. Again, her tongue is a little bit going, but not too bad. I'm not too concerned about this animal. I'm going to want to keep my distance just a little bit until I figure out what kind of mood she's in. And once you get her out, you can see now she's just starting to get curious. She just starts going through my hands instead of trying to fight me. So now I know it's okay to handle this animal and the chances of her biting are probably pretty slim. The next step is when you're feeding a snake, how to read when it's ready to feed. We feed either frozen thawed or fresh killed rodents to as many of our snakes as we possibly can. It's really a good idea, especially with the bigger animals, to use either tongs or forceps like these ones here. basically the signs you're going to have. As soon as you open up, you want to see where they're at, find out where their head is, and then get the rodent close enough to where it's not going to upset the animal, but it starts to smell it. So maybe 3 or 4 inches away, occasionally, now you see it starting to smell. Now it knows it's going to eat. Bam! Carpet pythons are notoriously great feeding snakes, but even carpet pythons sometimes can get picky. The best thing to do when you're feeding a carpet python is to find out if it's interested by sometimes just rubbing the rodent a little bit and agitating it a little bit. That way it knows that it's actually food. Now if it starts to act interested like it kind of just started by flickering its tongue really fast, that means it's probably going to take the food. Again, try to keep it a little bit away, maybe an inch or two, and you can even tease it to come out a little bit so that it has enough room to actually strike at the animal. That's going to give you your best success for feeding. See what this guy does. Looks interested, but I'm just not sold yet. It's not showing me the signs that it really wants to eat yet. Certainly interest there, so I'm going to just try to barely tip on it. Yep, there it goes. I spent 25 years of my life learning how to handle big snakes, small snakes, all kinds of different snakes, and reading their body language. We all know there's a guy at the shop here that seems to have a little bit of a problem with it and gets bit an awful lot. Let's see if Chewy can handle some of our more aggressive animals. When it comes to handling the mean snakes, I send Henry to his office, and I take care of the job, because I'm the man. Ooh, you Ooh. 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 Ah! God. Woo. Woo. Look into my eyes. You will become tranced, and I will pick you up. Ooh. Okay. This is good. This is good. This is not good. Ooh. Ooh. I go. Ooh. Oh, on me too. You're not scaring me, stupid. Ah, you see what happens when I don't back down? I tame the wild beast. I knew I could do it. I had faith in myself. Oh, I got a tooth. Ouch. This is the tooth of the beast. Tamed by the master. Blood Python 0, Chewy 1. On this week's Comment of the Week on the Crazy Eyes episode, the question was, what's your favorite combination of things? And Jay Herod123 said,
wow, you guys are moving up in the world. Jack Hanna, huh? Before you know it, y'all are going to have a straight-to-DVD movie with Gary Busey as Chewy. Anyway, great fit. Not sure I get the question of the week, though. I guess my favorite combo would have to be the classic milk and cookies.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and I agree with you. Gary Busey would be awesome to play Chewy. The question is, who would play everyone else? And milk and cookies, a great combination. Until next time, you guys keep sending me creative comments. I'm going to feature you on a future episode.
All right, guys, it's Cal's Question of the Week. Now, this show is all about body language. A couple weeks ago, I got in a hockey fight. I got suspended for 99 games in roller hockey. I must have just misread the guy's body language and I was pounding his face in. I want to know from you guys, if you guys ever misread any body language and what did it result in? Text or video comment below. Let me know.
So there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the show and got a few tips on how you can better read your animal's body language. I want to give a shout out to all my friends and supporters down in South Africa. Make sure to check out a new forum over there at capesnakes.org.za. Until next time, you've been watching Snake Bytes.